I told you that there's over an 80% chance that you'll have at least one of these symptoms, and that by improving it, you can improve your energy, your mood, how well you sleep, a whole lot more. Check this out and stay with me. I've got a bonus for you at the end, and remind me if I forget. See, magnesium deficiency is so rampant in our society because we're stressed. We have so much that's trying to vie for our attention, and magnesium is one of the things that we burn through all the time. Let's go into some of these. We've got a bunch of symptoms here, and I've penciled some of these in. The first one that I want to talk about, and a lot of these, they're not very well known, but I feel like they're key pain points for people. The first one, a really, really unfun one, and we'll see if I spell all of this right, but odor is so, it's so noticeable, and obviously it's something we want to avoid. Why is that? The body is not detoxing well when, it's diet related and it's supplement related. If you're taking magnesium and you still have body odor that you notice, then you're not absorbing your magnesium. You may not be taking enough, but usually it's the absorption. All right, so sound. All right, if you find yourself being kind of jumpy or anything like that. There we go. So being overly sensitive to sound is so key. It's such it's something that you'll have to be aware of. Let's say you're working at your desk, someone comes in to the office and you kind of jump, you're startled easily and often. Maybe you're otherwise calm, but you have that. Going. So increased perspiration, I'll just abbreviate that. That is another key. So this was me all through my 20s for sure. Increased perspiration is a huge problem because you're sweating out your other nutrients. We obviously don't want that to happen. And then because with that, you lead to dysregulation of sodium, potassium, could go on and on. And then when those become dysregulated, there's a domino effect that happens throughout the body. So if you want energy, this is essential to pay attention to think about, to implement. So stomach, so bloating is another big one. Pretty self-explanatory, but sometimes this is related with constipation, and your body is just not getting rid of toxins, and you need to. You've got to just cleanse out as you're supposed to cleanse. So when people start taking, maybe they take, say, our magnesium, and they start going to the bathroom more. It's a good thing. It's not, you don't want it to be unpredictable. No one wants diarrhea, but you want to cleanse those toxins, move those out of the body. It's a gift, really, because you're going to have a lot more energy. What happens if the body is not moving toxins? If it's staying in the body, then your body, ultimately, it's leaching back through the gut. So, we want to be able to eliminate toxins really, really well. Keynote, I'll just mention this quickly because I've gotten asked about it for years now. Not all magnesium is going to cause diarrhea. When it absorbs really well, it doesn't cause that. So upgraded magnesium, for example, is not going to cause this issue. Next, what do we have? We have poor sleep. This is a big one, and again, stay for the bonus. I think you'll find this super interesting, and it's a really, really good way to know if you're low in this mineral. Which, by the way, so magnesium, or Mg2+, this is really essential in making energy. This is essential in so many things throughout the body that it affects up to, that we know of. We used to think it was less, like 300 or so. Now we know over 800. This is just what we've been able to identify throughout the body. And the reason why is because you're making ATP with magnesium. So pretty essential. And it's one of my top nutrients to really choose. So, next we have, feeling sort of, it's hard to put a name on it. We can call it just unfocused is a key. And then if you're having, so that could be brain fog, you can give it a bunch of different names, right? Beyond that, we have blood pressure levels. So if you're high or low, you should be checking your magnesium. So how do you test for that? Some people like RBC. What I found just for years now is the most effective way to measure all of your elemental nutrients is actually through your hair. We talk about that more in some of our other videos. You can check those out for a full deep dive. You can find me on any number of podcasts where I've really gone into this and talked about why that is. Because people have questions, and in the past it wasn't done as well, it wasn't understood as well, but now it's thankfully something you can do at home, which is fantastic. So it's something we really rely on and think a lot of, and it's just really one of the most incredible tools I've found for getting a holistic view of what's going on with your health. So what else? We've got, for example, pH is also affected. You can see how some of these things are connected, right? So we have body odor and we have your pH being unbalanced. You think those are related? I mean, yeah, they definitely are. Here, we've got depression, we've got insomnia as well. I really believe that these are related. Frankly, the worst days I've ever had in my entire life also closely correlated to not sleeping well. And then just bad things happen. You didn't sleep well, and then you fumble and you drop your phone and you're stranded, you can't call an Uber, and you're in the middle of nowhere. Not a great day. That's just a bad day, but if you have enough of these bad days strung together by bad nights of sleep, then you start to see that leads to insomnia, which leads to your goals aren't being met, you don't feel like you have the energy to go for things. This is not the type of life you're here to live. It certainly was something that I was very adamant about fixing, and this is why Upgraded Formulas exists today, is because early in my 20s, I started losing my memory. I had pushed myself really hard as an athlete, and I had gone through chemical engineering. I'd been working and just pushing myself, probably like so many of you, with all the different things you've been through in your life. You've pushed yourself hard, and you have to replenish these nutrients. It's just essential. And multivitamins aren't a great approach because it's a scattershot. This is what multivitamins are. They're a scattershot approach to your body's specific request. Your body's asking for one thing specifically, and when we take something like a multivitamin, we're trying to, quote, cover our bases, but our bases aren't being covered because our levels, when we look at our hair test, our levels are either high or low. They can be all over the place, and this can be with any diet. I've seen this be the case for every diet you can think of: vegan, vegetarian, keto, paleo, carnivore, all of it. A lot of these, I think, should be also thought of as elimination diets, and people, just shouldn't be dogmatic about diets. So whenever you're working with Upgraded Formulas, we always take an agnostic approach to someone's health. We don't try to sway anyone on diet choices. What else? So adrenal, you can probably guess this one, insufficiency or fatigue. This is something that is, it's a real driver, and this is measurable. I always kind of laugh when, I mean, you can call it by different names. You can say insufficiency, you can say fatigue. I'm sort of perplexed when, and this is something we can measure for in hair as well. When some people say that it's not a thing, because it's very measurable. I mean, if your sodium, potassium, magnesium levels are off, which, by the way, good luck measuring that with blood, with real accuracy. If that is off, then you're going to have this. It doesn't mean it's a disease or that it's irreversible. I truly believe, and from what I've seen, that every condition out there is reversible, especially if you catch it soon enough. There's so many issues just in this one nutrient that we're talking about, and this is why it's such a key, important video, is, I mean, just think about all these things. Imagine if you didn't address these for 10, 20, 30 years of your life. Think about your parents. Think about other people that need to see this video. At the very least, share it with them. But, you know, think about yourself too, and ask yourself, like, am I having frequent, either, are you constipated? Are you going to the bathroom, so frequent urination? Are you feeling either unfocused or are you just kind of tired physically or mentally? Are your muscles tense? Right? So what about some of these? Some of the other ones that are really, really big here, is just, your migraines and your headaches, right? So this is essential. I think this surprises people because it can be fixed pretty quickly. But this is, in some ways, we should be thankful for these things if we do have them. Because think about your body as this really intelligent building, the state-of-the-art building, and it's sounding alarms, and it's trying to get you, to pay attention, so that you actually do something that it is in line with the overall body and health succeeding and increasing. So headaches, I mean, that's just one way. Tense muscles, soreness, being constipated, all of this is just our body talking to us in a language that some of us don't know how to understand. We can't read, write, and interpret. Others, I find athletes, this is one great advantage, is that you become very mind and body aware. But you can just, through meditation, you can improve this as well. That mind and body connection. There's just, I mean, this is a great list here, but there's even more than this. These are the top signs that I've noticed in working through Upgraded Formulas with so many people for years now that come up again and again and again. And people want to solve these. They're like, why am I so sound sensitive? Why am I jumpy? Why do I have this lingering sort of, body odor or bloat? Why am I bloated all the time? These are just essential things that we want to address, because these are how the body is speaking to us, right? Body is speaking to us. And, with other things that are more pronounced and haven't been addressed soon enough, when we're not listening, essentially, just like in any relationship, when you're not listening to your body, bad things happen, and you start to have calcium-related diseases. So osteopenia, osteoporosis, a number of others, and it's either sometimes it's not enough calcium, it's that you have plenty calcium, you have too much, and you don't have enough magnesium, you don't have enough boron, you don't have enough manganese. All of these nutrients can be tested for, and they should be tested for. and they can all be done in one test, which is why I think hair testing is becoming more and more prominent. And that's why we rely on it so much at Upgraded Formulas. One of the bonuses, and before I jump into that, you know, I would say like mood swings is something. So if kids are hyperactive, or any age you find yourself just kind of jumping from task to task, this is certainly something you can address. But all right, let's go to the bonus. The bonus I find very, very interesting. I remember years ago, sitting through the first consultation I ever had, and it was for a hair analysis. This is about 10 years ago. And I was lucky in that I got someone that was incredibly knowledgeable. He had, you know, dedicated his life. He's since retired now. But I learned so much from him. And one of the things that he asked me first was, he said, "Barton," he's from South Africa, he had this booming voice, he's fantastic. He said, "Barton, you don't remember your dreams, do you?" And I was like, what is this guy? What are you talking about? And it's true. One of the things that we get that I love this review to this day, in part because of that, is people will say all the time that their dreams are more vivid. And from way, way back through time, different societies have understood the power of being able to remember your dreams so you can process things, and processing things through your sleep. In the Vedic tradition, they talk about 3 states of life: sleeping, being awake, and then sleeping and while dreaming, or dreaming while sleeping. And it's a way that we process these thoughts. We process our day, right? This is why meditation is so effective, because you're processing some of your day before you're going to bed, or right after you get up from bed. So these are some of my top signs. I would love to know what you think some of them are, and if you feel like there's some key ones that you wish I would have added here, drop that in the comments. And even more importantly, let me know what other videos that you would like to see related to this. What questions do you have? What are you struggling with right now that you're thinking about it, you're ruminating on it, and you're going, God, I don't even know where to start like that. And it could be any number of things. It could be hormones, it could be energy, it could be fatigue. And some of those we already have videos for, so you can check those out. You can click a link somewhere on this page and find one of those. And as always, if you haven't already, definitely tap the subscribe and tap like and hit that share button, and share this with someone that you feel like, you know, if you got something out of it, they probably will too. All right, that's all we've got for today. Thanks, and live optimally.